All right. Party people, what's good? It's horrible. Hey, what's going on, party people? Listen, we are officially live. This is the first live stream I've done since I've come off my hiatus and my sabbatical. And yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm a little nervous. Of all the times to go live, I'm not going live in my office in my studio space. I'm going live from a hotel room, out of town on business right now. So yeah, kind of getting back in the swing of things. So you know how I do. If you can hear me, most importantly, put a 1 in the comments. If you can see me, put a number 2. If you can hear me, do me a favor, post a number 1. I want to make sure that you can hear me. My video, we'll deal with that later. But if you can hear me, put a 1. If you can see me, put a 2. As long as I see a 1 and a 2, then I know I'm good. I see 2 people watching right now on Facebook. That jumped up quick to 5. I'm holding a mic in my hand, and no, we're not having revival tonight unless something does pop off. If y'all want to have revival, put revival in the comments and we will have revival. But as the topic says, I'm just doing some mobile testing with the Sony ZV-E10 and Ecamm Live right now. Again, if you're watching, my name is Walter Jeanette for the first time. I am the founder and creative director of Create, Inspire, and Solve. And on this stream, you can expect to find inspiration and solutions that are going to help you build a better brand, grow your business, and help you build a community around the things that you are most passionate about. Hey, Rob is on the live. Mama, I made it. Okay, I got everybody up here tonight. You know what I'm saying? Can they say, hey, y'all do me a favor in the chat. I got ones, twos. That mean I can be seen. That mean I can be heard. Congratulations to Candace, who is the proud mother of a future offensive lineman in the NFL who's going to play about 15 years and go to the Pro Bowl. So we are excited about that. I got my sister in the house, Courtney, 1 and 2. That means I can be seen and heard. Birch, what's happening? I got a 1 and a 2 from you. My mama is in the room. I got a 1. That means she can hear me. I don't know if she can see me though. Courtney said, let's have church. Listen, I don't know about all that. If you get 50 people on this live before I get off, we'll have a little bit of church. I'll promise you that. You get 50 people on this live, I'll switch this music up. We'll have a little bit of church. Rob says, haha, Kenya, what's going on? Good to see you. JP, my brother, what's good? All right, so my mom dropped a 2 in there, so that means that she can actually see me and hear me as well. So I'm good on that. So again, right now, I'm live streaming using the Sony ZV-E10. Right now, I am holding the Samsung Q2U in my hand. Normally, you guys see me either have this on a mount. I got a stand. The only thing about the stand, it doesn't really reach me the way I want it to. So as far as me being able to get the sound quality that I want, it's not really working out like that. Kenyon says quality is amazing. Thank you, Kenyon. That's one thing I love about the blessing of Ecamm, the blessing of Sony, and then I got other few items I'm going to talk about in a second. Courtney says, that'll preach. I'm supposed to be putting these comments on the screen. Like I said, y'all, I'm not set up for this. All right. Can I add this to the broadcast? I'm doing this live because I have not set any of this up. All right. So Courtney says, that'll preach. Bet. All right. Let's take you off. Courtney. JP says, loving the setup. Loving the colors in the background. Talk about your lighting set. Okay, JP, we can definitely do that. Bet. Miller, what's good, bro? I got Miller. Okay, so YouTube is popping off. All right, so YouTube is okay. We got that popping off. Looks good, sounds good. Great. Who is Jaliente? Y'all excuse my Spanish because that's no good. Looking good. Okay, great. Let's roll. So again, just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm doing, like I said, live streaming using the Sony ZV-E10, holding the Samsung Q2U in my hand. Going live through Restream. Restream allows me to stream to Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So I'm able to double up on my engagement try to get these numbers up, try to get these subscriptions up. Like I said, I'm doing everything mobile. So I'm kind of using my phone right. I'm kind of using both phones right now. I do have another camera that I can bring in as kind of a B cam, but I don't want to do that. I do want to keep rolling. But what I'm using to make this all happen is Ecamm Live. Ecamm Live is the software that I talk to you guys about all the time. In my opinion, you know, you have OBS, which is free. You have StreamYard, who has a free version, and they have a paid version as well. vMix, which is specific for Windows, and some other Wirecast and those different types of things. But for my Mac users, Ecamm I feel like is absolutely the best thing that you can use, not just to go live, but to also I record every single video I make inside of Ecamm. That's the beauty of it. So if you want to go live like I'm live now, Ecamm. If you want to record videos for YouTube, Ecamm. If you want to shoot a podcast, Ecamm. Yeah, that's one thing I love about it. Like I said, I'm recording into Restream, broadcasting to my Facebook page and my YouTube page at the same. This is the first time I believe I've streamed to YouTube. I believe this is the first time that I streamed to YouTube. So y'all do me a favor. We're going to have a quick conversation. I'm actually supposed to be going live tonight. Somebody tag Alicio and Kirk Nugent, because we're supposed to be talking about the Sony ZV-E10 tonight. I really just wanted to get an early jump just to kind of test everything to make sure everything sounded good. So right now I'm using the Samsung QTU. You guys know how much I love this microphone. Dynamic microphone, XLR, USB. Right now I'm using it as an XLR going into the Zoom H6. So I'm running my microphone XLR into the Zoom H6. I also have the music going from my other iPhone into the line-in input in the Zoom H6 as well. That's providing the background music. Let me know. Put a 3 in the comments if you can hear the music in the background. Put a 3. I'm talking pretty loud, but I don't know if you can hear that. Put a 3 in the comments if you can hear the background music clearly, and I'm not overpowering that. I know I always put 1 if you can hear me, 2 if you can see me, but put a 3. We're gonna start doing that. If you can hear the background music, I'm using the Zoom H6 as an interface running into my MacBook Pro. And so I'm able to hear everything. I'm able to adjust my levels, all those different type of things. I can see myself talking on my mic. It says I had some compression on, but I didn't think I have on the compression. And actually, so JP, to get to your point where you asked about the setup and the lighting, and y'all forgive me while I'm doing this. I'm loving the setup colors in the background. So behind me, so I knew I was going to be here tonight. So I knew I was supposed to do a live tonight. So I kind of came prepared. So I have, what I'll do, I have my phone connected. So I'll actually show y'all, for those of you who are interested. I'm going to be doing a video about this soon. Let me pull it up first though. The specific light that I'm using. It's the great thing about the internet. Buy again. Buy again. Buy. Ooh, we got some interference. Hold on, y'all. Can y'all hear that? Courtney, you say you can't hear it. Can you hear the interference? Can you hear me? Can you hear the interference? I hear interference. Do you hear the interference? Okay, whatever that was, it just went away. All right, so let me try this again. It kind of started when I opened up the phone. So let's try this. All right, so y'all let me know if you can see this. This is the background light that I'm using right now. JP, it is the, I can't think of the name of it. It doesn't really have a name. EVC. I don't know if that's supposed to be letters or if they're supposed to be Roman numerals or something like that. EVC. You heard the interference. Okay, I heard that too. I'm not sure where that came from, but then it went away. So I know I did lose some of my crowd. It just stopped. All right, so y'all share this. Hopefully it comes back. But I actually saw this on Ben Johnson. I think it's Ben Johnson on YouTube. I saw this on Ben Johnson's channel a while ago. And so anytime you've seen me, well, I take that back. When I first started really getting into streaming and videos heavy like that in the beginning of the year, I actually went and bought some RGB lights from Walmart, some of the monster lights. I have 4 of them, and I bought like the old school work can lights, and I will put those up on the floor or kind of on one of my cases and let it shine up on the wall. And so I was running my light bill up. So I got tired of doing that. So what I actually did was go invest in a couple of these. I think I have 3 of these. I usually only use one. I have one with me. This also works great if I needed some extra light on my face. So I'm gonna kind of show you what the setup would look like right now. I do have some lights in here if I turn this off. So that's one light. All right, so if I actually turned off all the lights that I have right now, this is the room light. So the current light you see is the room light that's in front of me with the shade. There is some light on over there by the door when you walk into the room. So I'm gonna turn, can you see? Turn that back on. I actually had this bouncing off the wall onto my face. And then another one just to add a little bit of field light to kind of bring me out, to pop out from the shadows. So again, for those of you who may be just jumping on for the first time, doing some testing with the ZV-E10, Sony ZV-E10, running that into Ecamm, talking with the Samsung Q2U, running into the Zoom H6, which I'm using as an audio interface with my MacBook Pro. Talking about the current light now that I'm lighting up on the back of the room with. I wish this actually had an app to go with it. That would be dope if it did. So I can just control this from the phone and change the colors and all of that. But I love it. If you remember my DJ video that I did, that's what was back there lighting up the background. And so one of the big things I wanted to test, I've talked about this before, is streaming on the go, content creation on the go, and then internet speed. So right now I'm using a software, and again, I'm really not prepared for this, but I wish I could show you all of this. I'm using a software called Speedify. Speedify gives you the ability to unite all of your internet connections together. So I have a Netgear. I guess we can kind of talk about this. I could share my screen, but it's literally quicker for me to do this. M1. So I have a Netgear, this right here, the Netgear M1 Nighthawk mobile hotspot. You can buy them directly from T-Mobile or AT&T. I bought one that was already unlocked. All right, and then I actually use it with the AT&T SIM card. So I'm on the it's either 100 gig or 200 gig plan. I think it's like $50 a month. I think it's $55 and then $50 if you put it on auto pay or whatever. So this allows me, just kind of like the mobile hotspot on your phone, I'm pulling that in. I'm connecting Ethernet. So I'm connected Ethernet through there. I'm also connected to the hotel Wi-Fi, excuse me. And then I was using my phone as a tethered hotspot. The only reason I'm not using the phone as a tethered hotspot now is because for whatever reason, if I'm using it to screen share, it doesn't work with the tethered hotspot because it's over USB. So I got to kind of pick and choose. Because I'm doing a live stream with you guys, the hotspot is reliable enough. So I figured I'll just roll like this. But yeah, that's what kind of makes all of these things come together. And I get a lot of questions about, streaming setups, podcast setups, YouTube video setups, those different types of things. So definitely tag a pastor, tag a preacher, tag a singer, tag a musician, tag an artist, tag a business owner, anybody. Let them know that I'm live right now talking about the Sony ZV-E10. We're doing a mobile stream test. And I'm going to post, once we get done with this, I'll go back. I'll post the link to every single thing that I'm using tonight. The only thing I'm kind of bummed about is the Samsung QTU having to hold it. Like I came on, I said, joking with my sister, we may have some revival tonight. Now, I could easily use this right here. Pull out my babies. Rode Wireless Go 2s. I could easily use this and go wireless, so I don't have to hold the mic. However, the sound quality, I'm going to be dropping a video about these soon. The sound quality is not necessarily going to be what I want it to be. All right, it's going to be fine, but you kind of hear how you can hear the fan noise in the back. Maybe you can't really hear it with the music, but how you can hear the fan noise in the back as far as me talking. Yeah, that's what I really kind of want to avoid. So yeah, I'll drop the links to everything in the description. You know what I'm saying? Rode Wireless. I got a lot of stuff. And I'm determined to make sure I put good use to it. So again, just to kind of run down what we're talking about right now, and I'll go back to the main view we have in JP. I'll take you off the screen. But again, thanks for everybody that's watching. Live stream test, Ecamm Live, Sony ZV-E10. I'm running that into the Elgato Cam Link 4K. Running everything into the MacBook Pro, running Zoom audio with the Zoom H6 recorder, Samsung QTU going into that with the XLR, Netgear, you know, a lot of stuff. And I wish, you know what? I'm going to do y'all a favor. Nah, I can't do that. I'm going to have to do another stream with that. JP says, dope. So you only have one of the lights up or two? So JP, basically I have technically a 3-light setup right now. So I have a newer one of the newer light panels. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you exactly which one it is in a second. I want to say the 660s. I'm loving this right here. Yeah, I think the 660s. So I have one of my 660s with me over here to the left side of me. That's bouncing off the wall. So that's basically my key light. I have a Yongnuo. So I have a Yongnuo YN300 Air. That's my quote unquote little field light bouncing off the wall as well. So this is kind of getting, the newer is kind of getting the majority of me. That's getting kind of the shadows or whatever. And then the RGB light that I just told y'all about, the EVC G2 Pocket RGB camera light. That's what I'm actually using for the background light. If I was at the house, I'd be using the Godox. Now, like I said, those of y'all who have questions, I'm giving you my whole setup right now. I'm giving you the game. I'm giving you literally my whole setup. And like I said, if you have questions about something in particular, this is the time. How much time we got? It's 8:54. I'm gonna give it 15 more minutes unless we start popping off with some questions. I typically use the the Godox SL60W, and I use that with a Easy Glow parabolic softbox that I started using for photography. I ended up getting another one, so I kind of just use that. It's a huge softbox. I use it with the grid to kind of limit the amount of spill and to give me a little more contrast in the shot. That's kind of the only thing about this setup in particular. And the Sony ZV-E10, as far as the image that I'm looking at, and it's because of the picture profile that I'm using. So like I said, I don't want to get into a whole lot of information because I know specifically my audience right now that's watching, unless they specifically have a question about it. This is real technical. So I don't want to get too technical unless somebody has a specific question, then we can walk through that. But all of this is not necessary It's necessary. I say it's necessary for people like myself. If you're doing content creation on the go, I could have easily just hopped on IG Live, pull up the phone, went live like that. But I still want to make sure that I'm giving my audience, I'm giving myself number one, but I'm giving my audience the most quality as possible that I can possibly give. And so these are things that I carry with me all the time anyway. And so yeah, that was pretty simple. D7 Dale over from YouTube says sounding good, Walter. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dale. So yeah, I'm really kind of just enjoying this right now. Let's add you in here. JP says, so on the ZV, are you on standard image profile 1080p 4K and on Ecamm 1080? Correct. So JP, on the ZV-E10 right now, I'm outputting 4K 30 on the ZV-E10, and I'm on picture profile 1, so which I've actually kind of customized for myself, which is Cine 4. I technically could show this to you. I just don't feel like can I reach the menu and do all of that? Hold on, I'll show you. We having fun, right? This for the fam. I'm gonna show you because it's the fam, yo. I'm gonna show you because it's the fam. Got me doing crazy stuff. I don't want that. Which button is the menu? Which button is the menu? Which button is the menu? That's the video button. JP, give me a second and I'll come back to that. Kombucha. I'm sorry if I blew y'all ears out. What's going on? Let's Get Live, fam. How is it going? Let's Get Live is in the house tonight. Haliente says, any streaming app recommendations for the iPad Pro? Switcher. Well, okay. Can you clarify? Can you clarify when you say streaming app recommendations? What do you mean? Are you using the iPad Pro as your main camera? Because you can go straight. You have several different options. You can go straight into Facebook Live or YouTube, and you can just do kind of a playing stream. Kind of, if I take the comments off the screen, it's going to be a playing stream. But you can be playing and just have a nice setup like this, or you can use your iPad in conjunction with something like Ecamm Live. As far as you saw, like me being able to put my phone on the screen and kind of go through Amazon and do all of that jazz, that is a functionality that Ecamm does allow. And I can either use this as kind of like sharing the screen, or I can actually use this as a camera. And so, you know, you have several different options. Like, so clarify for me, Haliente, what you mean by that. Sanina says, hey, Walt, what is going on, Sanina? How art thou? Like I said, I know I feel real weird. Like I said, I haven't done this in a minute, but like I said, I'm getting back in shape. JB says, thanks, brother. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. So yeah, I'm going 4K out of the Sony ZV-E10 custom. If I can figure out how to hit this menu button while I'm streaming, I'll show my HDMI output. And then in Ecamm, I'm pushing out, let's do this. Now I'm in live demo mode now. Y'all let me know if you can still hear me. Let me know. Drop a 1 in the comments if you can still hear me. I was messing around with some stuff on my setup back home, and I know I went into live demo mode one time and stuff got crazy. But make sure you can still hear me. So if you can see this, JP, right now I'm pushing out 1440p. And the reason I'm doing 1440p, even though Facebook is not going to take that. I'm pushing out as many pixels as possible because I know once it goes to actually process after it's over, it's going to give me a higher quality. Of course, YouTube can take 4K, but I dropped it to 1440p based on the internet connection that I have. Normally, I would push 4K, regardless of whether Facebook can take it or not. YouTube can take it, but regardless of whether Facebook can take it or not, I know people are pixel peeping like myself. I pixel peek my own videos, so after they process, it's going to look much better. Live, it may not look that great, but after it finishes, it'll look so much better. So I'll, and I got gigabit connection at home, so it's really not an issue. Because I'm in a hotel, I'm using several internet connections going through Speedify. That's a little different. And that's when I'm pushing out 1440. So like I said, hopefully I'm getting great quality over there. Okay, so you guys can still hear me. Ephraim, what's going on, brother? Glad to see you here. D7 Dale says we're good. Ephraim says we sound good. So yeah, and you can see here, so this is Speedify. So Speedify basically is showing me, as far as with my latency, connections, all those different types of things. Lets you know when I'm connected to primary. I love this. I think it's worth every penny. I love this because it helps build the redundancy of the stream. It's made specifically for streaming. So if you do a lot of streaming on the go, if you do live events, like the reason I'm out of town is, I'm meeting with a client today regarding an event we have coming up later in the month. And so one of the main things we needed to find out is what kind of internet service, what kind of ISP that we were actually going to have. So that was a great thing about that. But I'm gonna get out of live demo mode. Let's see. Is there anything? Like I say, y'all, I'm all over the place. I could have done Shift Command D. But yeah, we got 7 people watching. So first of all, I definitely do want to say thank you. I haven't had the opportunity to really make my thank you video yet. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for those of you who helped me get to 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subscribers, man. Listen, I set out a goal to hit that this year, and we hit it. And I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? It hits different when you can see that 1K there. That 1K there. And I'm going to be doing some content specifically on how that journey has been. Granted, I know I don't know everything. I'm not the YouTube guru. I'm not the YouTube expert, but I know what I know. I know what I know as far as my journey, and I know the things that helped me grow. I know the things that didn't help me grow. Dean Reynolds Media, what's going on, brother? I'm glad to see you here on the stream. Appreciate you dropping through so much. Ephraim says, I'm definitely getting Speedify as I'm getting activated by the military hotel living for 3 months ahead. Listen, it's mandatory. ELO is mandatory. Like for real. It's mandatory. Did you change your avatar? That's why I didn't know that was you. I did not know that was you, ELO. I really didn't know that was you. I'm so used to seeing your avatar. I did not know that was you. But yeah, Speedify is great. Speedify helps iron out a lot of those bumps and bruises. My brother Alicio is in the house. Look, you're not live officially until you see that we live. Okay, he said this is his personal Facebook. Okay, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. You deserve 100K, man. Let me tell you something, man. I'll be honest, ELO, and like I said, y'all gonna have to forgive me for doing this live, but like for real, man, I don't stress the numbers. That's one thing that kind of helped my growth, is not stressing the numbers. I was watching the video, I think from a year ago, from Sean Kennel and one of his lives, and he was talking about how we pay more attention to the algorithm than we pay attention to the audience. And I think everybody is kind of guilty of that in anything that we do. And one of the things that you have to learn for anybody that's watching, that's trying to get into YouTube, that's trying to get into podcasting, that wants to go live, that's trying to share your message. Remember what I say, help you create a community around the things that you're most passionate about. Content creation, hands down, in my opinion, is the best way for you to create a community around the things that you're most passionate about, especially in the age that we're living in, especially video content, which is people are consuming by ridiculous numbers. But you got to find the balance between the audience and the algorithm. I tell people, when you first start out, forget the algorithm, but that's all people pay attention to. Post a video, you sit there and look, you pull down, you do this all day. You do this all day. If you're on IG, you do this all day, trying to see the numbers. You post a video, you go to sleep at night, you wake up, you know what I'm saying, hoping to see, how many subscribers did I get? How many views did I get? And then if you're like me, once you hit the 1,000, and like I said, I took a break for a while, so I had to get back in the good favors of the algorithm. So, I'm using vidIQ, I'm using TubeBuddy, I'm using all of my tools, you know what I'm saying, to try to figure out how, what can I do? How can I optimize my videos? All those different types of things, and it gets crazy. But yeah, you got to forget the algorithm and really dig in and pay attention to the audience. That's it. Even with branding, we talk about audience, like who is your audience, target audience. A lot of people talk about that, but they don't really understand what it really takes to get in the weeds and create personas and all these different types of things. But yeah, man, I can't wait till I get there. I would love to be the Sony guy. I would love to be the camera guy. I would love to be the mic guy. I don't necessarily want to keep making videos about the Samsung Q2U, but that's what my channel wants. And one of those secrets, I'll share before I drop this video later this week or next week, is talking about paying attention to your audience. Like when you're struggling to come up with ideas, your audience will give you those ideas. So for anybody that's starting out on YouTube, and you're stuck, you don't know what to make videos about, make videos about what your audience is talking about. Get in the weeds, get in the comments, engage. There's your content right there. I talk to so many people who struggle to make content. I don't know what to talk about. And especially this is after they've already started making content. What are people talking about after you posted the video? Did anybody ask a question? If they didn't ask a question, then we need to go back and rethink the content. You need to give them either a call to action, or you need to cause them to question something. A lot of times when I make videos now, as much as I talk, as much context as I give, I leave something out. Or I do the video in a way where I know somebody's going to ask something, because I know I want to be able to make a video based on Q&A or something like that. All right, so let me get off of that for today. JP said, all right, let me switch up screens here because this is a long. JP says, cool, bro. One pro tip to the people would be to stay at max 30 frames per second so it can support it on all platforms, LinkedIn and Amazon Live. It is vital to change the latency to ultra low so comments can show as they are published by viewers. Facts. So what JP is talking about is definitely a pro tip, because it's a lot of us streamers that really don't even pay attention to that unless you really get into the weeds. And like I said, this is normally, if I was at home, all of that stuff is already taken care of. Right now I'm on the go. This is the first time I've been out here in a minute. Yeah, I'm like, just press the button. Let's just go live. What's going on? Credit Dave says, what's going on, brother? Your content is dope and helped me out tremendously. Absolutely, man. I appreciate that. I think some people get discouraged because they don't have the 100,000, Elo, but I'm not trying to preach, but Jesus had 12. And I was having a conversation. Shout out to Pastor Cooper and Kingdom Excel Ministries family, EB, my business partner, my brother Elton Benjamin, the I, as we call him. We were having a conversation today, man, and it's like, yo, if Jesus had 12, then we should at least have 120. You should have, for every one he had, you should have at least 10. And in terms of content, those should be your super fans. So this is what I've noticed. For every 1,000, unless you're just MKBHD, unless you're the Joe Rogan, for every 1,000 subscribers, you really only have 10% that are like super fans. I mean, like super. Unless you're really, you just killing the game and you're so niched in, like a podcast stage. Like when you know if there's a new mic coming out, you know podcast stage is getting ready to drop a video. And then he's going, what kills the game with him is, say for instance, like the Shure MV7X came out. He's not just going to do a video on the MV7X. He's going to compare it to everything else that has come out before that. So it's like, I don't need to watch anybody else's video. Me, I'm like, bro, that's like 3 or 4 different videos right there. So, you know, the trick is with YouTube, you got to kind of find a balance between, do I throw all of this in one video or do I break it up? You know, a person like me, it might be better to break it up. It just depends on your audience though. But unless you have those super fans where you're so niched in, where they have bought into your content like that, for every 1,000, you only got 100 that's absolutely loyal. That, you know, every single time you post something, they're gonna like it. Every time you post something, they're gonna share it. Every single time you post something, they're gonna comment on it. They're gonna engage on it. They're gonna ask you a question. And those are the people that are really dug in. It's a credit Dave that makes me keep making videos. It's not the other 900, you know, it's not the other, you know, 1,000 people. It's the one, it's the two, it's the people that's on the stream right now. You know what I'm saying? That keeps me going. So Dave, you are definitely one of those people that helped me get to that 1,000. That's gonna help me get to that 100,000 that Elo is talking about, and I greatly appreciate that, man. Elo says, I'm concentrated on organic growth, 1 sub at a time. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Shirtable, Jesus had 12. That's it, man. Again, we get so caught up in this rat race where it's like, I need the 1,000. I just hit 1,000 on IG. I ain't even realize it. Half of them is probably bots. Somebody that wants to do some Forex trading or something like that. But I mean, I don't know. Like I said, that's not to downplay anybody that's out here doing the whole social media thing. I put a status up about that earlier. It is what it is. If that's your thing, that's your thing. You know what I'm saying? As a content creator, somebody who tries to, you know, coach and help other people, you know, on content creation, these are some of the things you would think, Walt, practice what you preach. Excuse me. But it's one of those things where it's like, yo, what works for you? What works for your audience? And so right now, like I said, I just enjoy the time I'm able to talk to you. I couldn't do this in a YouTube video. Right now, I mean, I couldn't ramble. I couldn't. YouTube is, there's a certain style, there's a certain formula. This is the beauty in live streams that I'll be honest, I didn't take advantage of. So I encourage anybody, if you're trying to build your YouTube channel, go live. Let people see who you really are in the context of the niche that you're in. Let people see who you really are. Because again, I can guarantee you, my audience has never seen me like this. Not laid all the way back. Usually it's the what's going on, party people? Thanks for tuning in to another video. For those of you who are watching for the first time, my name is Walter Jeanette, founder and creative director of Create, Inspire, and Solve. And on this channel, you can expect to find inspiration and solutions that are going to help you build a better brand, grow your business, and help you create a community around the things that you're most passionate about. So again, if this is your first time watching, thank you. Feel free to hit that subscribe button. While you're at it, click that bell notification so you can be informed every single time I post new content to the channel. But let's get into today's video. Every single video. Every single one. Every single one. Should it be every single one? Should I do the intro? Should I not do the intro? Should I do a pre-roll intro? Hey, watch this. Watch this. One of my best videos ever started out like this. And I can't do it because I'm holding the mic. But I would say, if you want to take your video content from this, and I would snap, and then there was like this shake effect to this right here, then watch this video. Music would come in, logo, animation, we go right back to it. Hey, what's going on, party people? Thanks for tuning in to another video. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's not that that's fake. That's like my radio voice. You know what I'm saying? I kind of talk like that all the time. I'm talking like that now, just kind of in the lower timbre. And so I'm not one of those people I'm gonna give y'all some game on how I record my videos. And let me pay attention to these comments. Elo says, by the way, been loving your IG reels. What are you using to edit your videos? I'm shooting the Ecamm, bro, and then Premiere. For those of y'all who don't know what Elo is talking about, let me pull that up. So let's go over here. All right. All right, so let me turn this music down. Let me turn this down real quick because I think this is gonna play. Hopefully this is not too loud, so watch your ears.
Disciple, I can't say I'm a Christian and I turn a blind eye to those who are running away from oppression and they're trying to run to freedom. A lot of times we've been guilty of that in church, where we see people trying to run away from all they've ever known. So when they come in church, yeah, they don't have it all together. They just came out of the world. But because we feel some type of way, we turn them away, not understanding we do the same thing that the Border Patrol is doing to the Haitians. This ain't about politics. This is about what's right. I can't say I'm a...
You know, so that's kind of been the wavelength. And that's a whole nother, man, there are so many videos that comes out of these things, because I've had people ask, like, are you going to create a separate YouTube channel? Are you only going to do this on Instagram? Like, how are you doing all of this? Like, why are you separating? Why are you breaking things up? But I got a master plan. I got a master plan coming. I got a master plan. We're going to talk about that. Podcast coming soon, Master of One. Podcast coming soon, Master of One. I'm going to just leave it at that. Podcast coming soon, Master of One. But yeah, those
Hey,
are kind of...
what's going on, party people? Listen, can
let
I
me
pray?
turn that volume down. Yeah, those are kind of some of the things that we've been doing. It's been exciting, man. I'm a fan of vertical content. And so I've had a great time doing that. A great time doing that. And so I'm guessing that's what you were specifically referring to, Elo. Let me know if not. Shout out to Alessio's shirt. Pause, pray, and proceed. That, you know, I actually live by that. So a lot of times you want to react or respond to something, but it's like, no. Pause, pray about it, then proceed. But yeah, like I said, I'm shooting in Ecamm, and then I'll go into Premiere Pro, and that's what I meant to tell y'all. So what I actually do is I record. I know I'm going to record in segments, so I know I have the pre-roll intro, so that's the hook. Why are they here? And then I know I have the, hey, what's going on, party people? That's my regular intro, so that just comes off the top of the dome. And then I have my context. So that's the first part of I always give context. It's the first part of my video. And then I get into the meat of what I'm actually talking about. And then I record my outro. I do that. I'm a one-hitter quitter. I honestly could do it in one take. And this is not me bragging. I've really just gotten to the point where I know me. I know the format. I don't do this whole, it's not to say I don't make mistakes, because I do. When I'm having a rough day, if I can't get through something in one take, I know I'm not going to record it. That means I'm forcing it. So I won't do it. But I'll be having a real rough day. And so but I know that's my system. And so that's why it comes off like that. Like I've mastered the pitch. It's like, well, what do you do? I'm a content creator, you know, and it's like, you know, create, inspire, and solve. Inspirational solutions to help you build a better brand, grow your business, help you create a community around the things you're most passionate about. Build a better brand, grow your business, help you create a community around the things you're most passionate about. Build a better brand, grow your business, help you create a community around the things you're most passionate about. That's what I do. That's who I am. That is the mission, the vision, the essence of Walt. Those are my core values. This is what I do: create, inspire, and solve. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that's what I'm most excited about, helping people really dig in and understand the purpose behind what it is that they do. Haliente said, like a switch. Yo, it just comes on. It just comes on. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's crazy because this is kind of like the first time I've streamed in a while. This is the first time I've gone to Facebook and YouTube. The dynamic has shifted. I know my audience on Facebook. They don't care nothing about this. And it's sad to say, yo, they don't care anything about this. Like my tech videos and stuff like that. You have those faithful few, the 12 that I was talking about. They care. But if people want to see me be controversial, people want to see me go against the grain, people want to see me talk about church, and talk about, Christ on Facebook. So that's okay. Let's get out of here. I got notifications popping off. So that's kind of what I stick to. You know what I'm saying, on Facebook, because I understand that audience. Even though I'm part of some beautiful communities like Ecamm Live, Let's Get Live, Modern Ministry Made Easy. Yo, if you are a church and you're trying to figure out how to take your media to the next level, AJ Holmes, he was already doing great things, but the pandemic blew his channel up. Like I said, he was already killing it, but it just went like AJ Holmes, Modern Ministry Made Easy. Awesome communities, man. Create a community around the things you're most passionate about. That was one thing I was excited about, hitting 1,000, and actually YouTube changed the rules, so it's now, I think, if you have 500 subscribers, but I finally have a community tab, so I'm excited about that. But again, for those of you watching, thank you, man. We got 2 people on Facebook, 9 people on YouTube. How the tables have turned. But yeah, we're talking about the Sony ZV-E10. I'm running the Sony ZV-E10, running that into the Cam Link 4K Elgato Cam Link. And like I said, I'll drop all the links to this in the description after we get done running into the i9 MacBook Pro. Ready for these M1Xs to drop. I got a 16-inch. I couldn't do the 13-inch. M1 chip is great. 13-inch is too small. I got 2 of them. I got an older, one of the thicker MacBook Pros, and then I have the Retina version. When the Retina first came out, it's either 2013 or 2015. 13, too small. It's great for it's great for work, even though I primarily use the Air for work. But great for like work, great for browsing. Productivity sucks. 16-inch, so I couldn't do the M1. M1X though, holla at me. I'm excited about that. Holla at me. Yeah, like I said, let's bring it back home. You know what I'm saying? So going into the MacBook Pro, I'm using the Samsung Q2U for my microphone, running XLR. It is a USB microphone as well, but I'm running XLR. Into the Zoom H6. For those of you who have podcasts, and you're recording in person and you're trying to figure out how to do multi-person recording, Zoom H6 lets you record up to 6 people at one time, and it will not break the bank. Like the Zoom Pod Track and the Rodecaster Pro, which I do own. My favorite purchase ever, other than my DJI Mini 2. But the ZV-E10 is growing on me. It might top the list. Look, let's talk about that real quick. Favorite purchases. Again, beauty of live stream. Talk about what I want to talk about. Yo, Sanina said, I love the consistency. Absolutely. Yo, and before we move on and kind of talking about equipment, a lot of people say they have issues with consistency. You don't have an issue with consistency. And a lot of people say you have an issue with commitment. You don't have an issue with commitment. You have an issue with confidence. I said we weren't going to have revival tonight, but my sister left me. I told her if she can get 50 people on this live stream, we'll have church. I'll switch gears real quick. We'll save the whole hotel. You don't have an issue with consistency. You don't even have an issue with commitment. I know a lot of times we talk about the branches, but the root of it is you're insecure. You have a confidence issue. Anytime you're confident, you don't think twice. I want you to think about everything that, as they say, as my grandmother would say, as they would say in the old church, you know, that you know, that you know, that you know, that you know. Anything that you are 100, 1000%, you don't think twice. In relationships, in business, in money, in life, whatever. You don't think twice about it. You do it. Anything, where there's any doubt, any insecurity, you hesitate. Now I just got a notification saying my stream quality dropped because my internet signal updated. I don't know what that means. I don't know what changed, but we'll keep rolling. Anything that you are doubtful, insecure about, you will be inconsistent, because at the moment doubt creeps in, at the moment a lack of confidence creeps in, at the moment insecurity creeps in, here comes the excuses. Did I drop stream? It looked like I dropped stream for a second. I think I'm back. Inconsistency will creep in, and the excuses come. So people say, I don't have time, but you got time to do everything. I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm sorry. I don't want to offend nobody. I'm talking about me. But that's where all the doubt and all of these things start to creep in, that, and you get frustrated. You know what I'm saying? And so let's check.